Hey everybody, it's Kelly. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how I made this really pretty pendant necklace using the scallop shell focal ceramic bead. Just one of them, I still have one left. And I added a few of my own things. You know me, I have to have my seed beads. Jewelry isn't jewelry without a seed bead. So I added the white to bring out the white in the rondelle beads. And then I added some of my little copper hematite spacers in between, kind of like a bead cap, but not, so you could kind of see it in there. If you're not familiar with Sam's Bead Box, I will leave the link to their website as well as a coupon, VIP5, for $5 off your first order with them. And this is from the Mermaid's Cove. We got some really cute little mermaid beads. Look at these. If you're new to this, look at these little mermaid beads we got. I haven't used them yet. They're so cute. I was going to use them in here, but it didn't really match with the other stuff, so I will be using them. So if you want to learn how to make this, then stay tuned. So I'm starting with, I already made half of the necklace because I think that kind of helps on time, and that way I get to create something. And then I get to show you what I did, and then I'll do it on the other side to show you how I put it together. So I'm starting with this gorgeous scalloped shell focal, the ceramic pendant. Then I have some of the Druck round magenta white silk mix. I have some of these gorgeous rondelles and the big fire polish beads. And then I have some of my own, because you know me, I have to add a seed bead. I'm adding white to this, just some 11Os. And then I have the tiny fire polish beads. I have the green beryl beads. And then another thing that I'm adding is some little square hematite spacers. They're kind of bent, so they will form around beads. So I got them at Michael's a while ago. I don't remember, I don't have the package or anything. And then I'm using this Beaded bronze color bead stringing wire. And I'm adding like copper. Then I have a lobster clasp, 2 clamshell covers, and 2 crimp beads. So I'm going to flip this over because I'm left-handed. So this is the necklace that I made. So, and then I use those little spacers, the copper spacers, in between some of them. So I'm going to make it on this side now. So we'll kind of make sure that's still in. So I will put some of those down. And some of, okay, hold on one second, let me grab this and move that out of the way. Some of these, and then I need some of these, and some of these, and one of these, and one of these to start with. Okay. So I just took a head pin, I think it was like 2 inches or 2.5 inches, and I just put 2 of the beryl beads, 1 on each side, and then I put the beautiful scalloped shell focal in there, and then I just made a circle. So now I'm going to take the Druck bead, and then I'm taking 1 and then 2. Oh. You can use bead caps if you don't have these. And then I'm taking one of the huge fire polish beads. And I'm going to do 2 more. 1 and 2. And now I'm going to do another Druck bead. I like doing this because I think sometimes making the whole necklace takes a while on camera, and this way I can design the first half and then show you the second half. It's a little more counterproductive for me to not have to, oh, sorry. My doggy she's busy today. Oh, her dad's out playing golf today. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Someone's making her mad outside. Let me close my door here. She's gonna get mad at me because I closed the door. She sees people walking their dogs. She sits in my husband's office and she will just stare out the window and she'll just cause trouble. Okay, so now we're going with the rondelle bead again. Okay, so now here we are. We're right here. So now we're gonna take 2. I know most of you people are dog lovers or have pets, so we all understand there are kids. Okay, so here I am right here. So I did those 2. Now I'm gonna do a druck. I loved the white in this because it matched. There's a little bit of white in these druck beads, but in these green rondelles, there's the white. So here we are right here. So now we're gonna add a white. And then we're gonna add a barrel. And another white. And then a druck. Okay, let me move this over a little bit so you can see it though, to make sure it's all in view. Okay, so now I'm right here. So now I'm going to do 1, and then 2. Then I'm going to do this rondelle like that, and then I'm going to do the fire polish. Yeah, I love these little pops of the white in here. You know me, I always have to add a seed bead. I think I add a seed bead to everything I make. I'm obsessed with seed beads. They make such great spacers, and you know, the thing I love about them is like especially when you use like 11 O's, you can add a pop of color without it being overwhelming. Like just that little pop of white in there brings out the white in the green beads. Okay, so here we are here. So now we're gonna do a fire polish. And then we're gonna do another rondelle. Then we're gonna do another fire polish. We're gonna do another 5 whites. Yeah, but seed beads are great. Some people don't like working with them. I love them. I have so many of them. I will tell you, I'm a hoarder when it comes to my seed beads. It's like, okay, so now we're gonna do this fire polish bead right there. So now we're gonna do the drucks. We're gonna do 1 druck, and then we're gonna do, we're gonna do 1, 2, and then another druck. Can't see the holes here. There we go. And we're going to do another druck. Oh, you know what? These, hold on 1 second. So the way I'm putting these on, like this one's facing down, and then I have this one facing up. So I don't know if you could tell that, but then we're gonna do the third druck. Then we're gonna do the fire polish bead. Then we're gonna get the barrel beads out. Then we're gonna do a barrel. Then we're gonna do the spacer. I love these spacers. I haven't used them in a while. And the rondelle. And then 2 more spacers. I love them because they just give that little pop of color. Okay, and then rondelle. It's like when I used to color hair, and I would get some, and I'm going to do 10 of these whites. I would get like one of my highlights with really ashy hair, natural, and instead of coloring the whole head, I would leave some of that, and then I'd add some like butter blonde to it. And that way it would have a prettier, more natural look to it. I always utilized whatever they had, and then I would add to it with whatever they needed. Okay. So wait. Okay, I forgot to do the other fire polish bead because I'm talking. Let's see if I can put this on. Let's see if I can slide these on. This will be a feat if I can. Oh. Look at that. All of them went on. Okay. So now we're going to finish with the druck beads. So there we are right there. Now we're going to do a druck. And then we're going to do hematite 1, 2, and then a druck. Then, yeah, these are hematite, by the way. And I love them because they don't rust. So when you put them on jewelry, I like to use them as spacers because I do sell a lot of my jewelry, most of my jewelry, and I don't want anybody coming back saying this is rusty, you know, after a certain amount of time. Okay, I'm going to hold this up really quick. Hold on 1 second, let me... Oh, I put an extra one over here. I thought something was weird. I'm like, wait a minute. Okay, I'm just kind of holding everything up to see. Yes. Oh, like this is so cute. Okay, so let me get these out of the way, and then I'm going to show you how I close these. If you're new to my channel, I have a different way of closing my necklaces than a lot of other beaders, and it works, and it's so much easier. I still use like the crimpers and all that, but I don't use them as much. Okay. So now being on this side, this is the first one. So I'm taking the clamshell cover and I'm putting that down in there. So that's down there. Then I'm taking the crimp bead And I'm holding that myself. I'm not dropping it down to there. And I drop it, this is about an inch. So from here to here, that's what we did with hairdressing. We would be like, so this is about an inch. And then I take my pliers and I flatten that out. Then I pick up the clamshell cover and I will pull on this to see if it moves. If it doesn't move, I usually use my round nose pliers a lot. I use my round nose pliers and I flip it over like that. And then I flatten that in there and I squeeze this shut. So then I have this. So now instead of cutting it, I do like to go down a little bit through the beads. Sometimes I'll go through all of them, it just depends. Now when I have seed beads close to here, I don't usually get to do that. So here's this right here. So I'm going to take my cutters, flashlight down, and do that. And then I'm going to put everything, pull everything down to there. Let me put this aside. Oh, wait, hold on one second. That was supposed to go in there. Come on. Okay. There we go. Okay, so then what I do is I won't have it really straight because you don't want the wire to be so taut that it doesn't bend with the person's necklace. So then I put this clamshell cover on. I put the second crimp bead in there. I don't know if you can see that in there. It's in there. Then I reach in. I make sure there's no gaps in here. I reach in and then I get it between here and then I lift it up just a hair and then I smash it down. Just a hair so that you can't see the wire. Then I will take it, I'll pull on it, not going anywhere. Then I go down and I'll just go down, you know, as far as both sides don't have to be the same. You just want to make sure everything's secure. Okay, so here it's coming out of here. Now that flat crimp bead is going the right way, so I'm just going to close that like that. Then I open it with my fingers like that. Go in there, make sure you don't cut the wrong wire, because then you'll be in trouble. So then you got to do it all over again. And then you have this. Now, I forgot to get my jump rings. So I like to, one that I connect to the lobster clasp, I like it a little smaller than, of course, the one that's going to be used for the lobster clasp to go in. I like it a little bigger. And I always, before I put the lobster clasp on, I always open it up and make sure that it's working. There's that. Lobster. You could add an extender chain, you know, like whenever I sell my jewelry, I always tell people, if you need an extender chain, just message me, you know, because sometimes I don't add extender chains on because some people don't like them. So I'd rather add them on if people like them than have them on automatically. Okay, so then I have that. And then this is going to be the jump ring that the lobster clasp goes through. Okay. So look at this adorable necklace. Look how pretty that is. This is so much fun to make. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I'm loving working with Sam's Bead Box. I have to show you something else that I did. I was working on this earlier. Let me move out of the way, move my stuff. So this is the tutorial for today. Then I did this earlier today. And and then I have little earrings to go with it. But I sewed this to make that little shape. And then I put the puff coin on. Then I put 2 more puff coins. So I kind of made my own pendant. I thought that turned out really cool. So, and then I just made some little earrings to go with it. So yeah, so these are the 2 so far that I have made, and the earrings, so 3. Using the Mermaid's Cove for Sam Bead Box for June of 2026. Like I said, I have a coupon code VIP5 for $5 off your first box with them. And I do have all my social media below, as well as my Etsy, Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, and I think that's it. I used to get on TikTok. I don't get on it that much, but yeah. So, and I will leave links to my Etsy store as well, like I said. So I'm getting off topic here because I'm just enjoying making this. So, and will leave a link to Sam's Bead Box as well. So I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know down in the comments what you thought of it and what you think of this funky little thing that I made here. These are the kind of things that sell on my Etsy store. Because people, when they shop on Etsy, they love things that really look homemade and that are kind of irregular. And then I did make these, I forgot to show you. I made these into beads as well. So I just took 3 of the squares and I made little beads to put the fluorite beads in between. So yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you on my next video. You have a great day. Thank you so much for watching.